Hi guys, it's been a minute. We're doing a pick a card today. We're doing what is blocking me from my abundance, my happiness, just my joy in general. So we have three piles to pick from. We have Amethyst right here, which is pile number 1. We have the Geode, clear quartz basically, for pile 2. And then we have this last pile here, which is Zeolite for pile 3. So 1, 2, 3, take a deep breath. Clear your mind and just go with the flow. So either pick 1, 2, or 3. All right, so we're gonna get started with pile 1. Move these guys out of the way. And I pulled a few cards ahead of time. I'm hoping we'll figure them out. So, I feel like you get distracted very easily. I feel like, you tend to try to win at all costs without really making a plan. You have to really kind of take a step back and be like, is this what I really need or is this what I just want? You talk about the pure intention and how you've really got to consider where you're motivating or what's motivating you to pursue certain things in your life. Because I think a lot of times it seems great at first, but then when you get it, it's kind of like that Billie Eilish song. It's coming to my head and like, it's everything I wanted. But it was a nightmare, basically. She thought it was everything she ever wanted, but then here she is, and it's like, really, Kat? Do you mind? No, you gotta scoot over. But it wasn't exactly what she needed. Be careful with your money, too. I'm feeling very strongly that you tend to not hold on to your money, and then you get stuck in these cycle of, paycheck to paycheck, and you're just, it's a lot. I'm feeling what's blocking you is that you're not going within, you're not trusting your intuition, you're not looking to a higher source for guidance, and you're immediately going to pleasure. You're not thinking, how will this serve me in the long run, in the bigger picture? You need to take a step back and really look at the bigger picture with things, because I feel strongly that you're very in the moment. You have it in you to know what's right. I mean, this card is pretty self-explanatory. Divination, which is what I do. You have those powers inside of you. It's just tapping into them. And a lot of times when you're so focused in the material world, you lose sight of the inner world. I feel strongly what's blocking you right now is you're too much in 3D, on Earth, like the material world, and you're not enough, you're not focusing on your spirituality, because that's really where you're going to find the true essence of you and the support system that I feel strongly that you feel that you lack. Always be your best friend first. Always feel strongly that you are your own best company, because if you rely too heavily on the outside world, you're not gonna get what you're looking for ever. It's look for that inner joy, look for that inner happiness. Because you're not going to find it with all these material things that you keep surrounding yourself with or obsessing. I wouldn't even say it's an obsession. It's almost like you're trying really, really hard to fit in. Or, maybe it's not even you, but somebody around you is trying really, really hard to manifest things that are not for their higher good and not good for the big picture. So that is blocking your happiness and your joy, because you're under a constant stress, of dealing with all these things that really don't bring you joy. It just brings you more responsibility. So that's group 1. We're going to move over here to group 2 with the cool geode here. I found this, I forget where I found this, but I just love it. It's so pretty, and I like sparkles. You know me, I like sparkles. So we have the 3 of Wands in reverse, Healing Chaos, Wait for Winter, and ask for help. Okay. So immediately I'm drawn to, you're still in the middle of your chaos right now. You know, you're still in the midst of it. You're still like in a traumatic, like you're dealing with some heavy stuff and you're feeling pretty helpless at this point. But it's hard to heal. Well, it's nearly impossible to heal when you're still in the middle of it. It's not until you can either remove yourself from the situation or be removed from the situation that you can really start to heal. Closing one door so that you can walk through the other. If you have the door open and you're straddling the threshold with both legs, you're still in the middle of it and you still have one leg in all the chaos and all the drama. You've made literally, you're just like, your head's spinning. So, I mean, it's saying to me, you can't do this alone. You know, I'm looking at this card and, aside from just the ask for help, you know, Spirit immediately just was in my head saying, you know, this is something that they need help with. This is something, you know, maybe you need to go see a doctor. Maybe you need to look into mental health issues. Maybe you're in a lawsuit or some court drama. I'm hearing that you need a support system. You know, maybe you just need to reach out to your angels and just have that inner support. It's going to get better. I definitely feel, winter is when you're going to finally kind of start to feel like things are okay. So what's blocking you right now is kind of out of your control to a degree, but don't allow what you're going through right now to take your essence, take your sparkle from you. Hold on tightly to that because that's who you are. And go within, ask your angels for help for right now, for your support, your inner strength. And everything's going to be okay. It's just, you've got to weather the storm right now. I'm hearing that this is a pretty substantial life lesson for you about implementing boundaries and self-worth, which is one of the most important lessons we all learn in our life. And the more we fight it, the more the universe is going to make everything that uncomfortable for you. So you have to do something about it. You know, everybody gets that moment in life where they come up to these crossroads where it's kind of like, do I go left? It's really hard and it's really bumpy because, you know, left is healing and it's a lot of work. Or do I just go down the same path like I've always done because it's just easier? You know, there's this great Whitney Houston song where it's like, I think it's Whitney Houston, but it's basically implying, you know, it's always easier to make up than break up. Yeah, you know, if you break up with someone, you have to completely start over, and that's terrifying, and it's a lot of work because you're starting with, you know, all over again. You know, you might leave with some furniture or some material things, but essentially, you know, you're going from always having that companionship or, you know, whatever, to being alone and having to do everything on your own. I know that when I went through my divorce, the first time it was, well, I only divorced once, but when I divorced, it was traumatic because it was terrifying, you know, to finally find the cojones, so to speak, to walk away because nothing was changing and I had already given everything I had, and I was just done. And it was terrifying. Best thing I ever did. I've now remarried and I'm with the love of my life, but it's hard, but it's always worth it. So everyone comes to a point in their life where you have to either go one way or the other way. One way is usually always going to be harder, but the one that's going to serve you better. So that's group 2. We're going to move on to group 3 now. We have the zeolite. This one is just so cool. It helps with psychic powers. So if you chose that, maybe you're intuitive yourself. So let's start. We have the 5 of Swords in reverse, Voyage, Shine Within, and Abundance. Well, that's a good sign. Okay, so you're your own worst enemy. That's just what it is. You need to release that mental prison of yours, and you need to just take that leap of faith and accept who you are and love who you are, because you have everything you need to reach that abundance. And it's coming. It's coming, you know. It's literally coming, you know. Magic is in the works. You just have to... I'm hearing that a lot of times you don't even realize what you have in your life. Like, you're so caught up in the what I don't have or what isn't working out, you don't see what you already have. And you're about to drop that. Or if you haven't already, you're on that. You're taking that leap. You're going on your spiritual journey. You're working on yourself within, because you're done. You're done feeling this empty and like a shell almost. You've been through a lot, you know, and I understand that what put you in that position or why you feel the way you are. But, you know, everybody, hopefully, we hope everyone gets to a point where they're, you know, when is enough enough? When are you going to love yourself the way you want to be loved? You know, if you can love yourself the way you want to be loved, everything else falls into place, because you're not going to surround yourself with people that are negative or toxic, because you love yourself, and you would never allow that type of people in your world, or even certainly not at your table. You know, I say all the time, you know, I might forgive someone, or I might think, you know, oh, they're not so bad a person, or whatever, but I don't want them sitting at my table. I forgive them, I've moved on, but I'm not trying to have them break bread with me. And that's okay. You know, we as people grow, and if they're not on the same journey, at some point you can't bring everyone with you. And it sucks, but it's the way it is, you know? And you can't lower yourself to other people because you're afraid of going on it alone either. So what's blocking you? You. You know, I don't know if it's because you're afraid of doing this journey alone, or if you feel kind of like, I know that when I went on my very first spiritual awakening, not to go on a tangent here, but I thought I was crazy. I literally thought I was crazy. I thought I had lost my mind. So what's blocking you? You're a badass in your own right. And, you just gotta like shift your thinking, and you're gonna be fine. It's coming, you know. Sometimes the universe sort of kind of forces your hand, and you get to that moment where you're just like, you know what, screw this, I'm going for it, because nothing else has worked. So that's group 3. I will try to put timestamps in the comments for everyone. I'm still like not literate when it comes to this stuff at all. I just love doing tarot. I love doing divination, and I love helping people. And I was having a hard time figuring out how to kind of share my gifts. And my son, who's 10, was basically like, Mom, this is how you do things. So here I am. I kind of like my anonymity. So this is out of my comfort zone too, showing my face and my voice and my home and everything. But, you know, everyone's got to take that leap of faith, and everybody's on that spiritual journey, and everybody just wants to make the right decisions in life for the greater good. So with that, I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and let me know if any of these resonate. And yeah, I don't know how else to end this. So, all right then, bye-bye.